Good evening and welcome to The Early Set. The Early Set is a weekly talk show dedicated to the artists who make live jazz and more happen in New York City and beyond. I'm your host, Gabrielle Stravelli. I am a vocalist and songwriter. And you can find out more about me on my website, which is GabrielleStravelli.com. You can read my bio there and see press reviews and all that good stuff I know you're dying to see. You can find out more about me on Facebook. If you are joining us on Facebook, you are already at Gabrielle Stravelli Music. And we hope that you will give us a follow while you're there so that you can keep track of my upcoming performances as well as upcoming episodes of The Early Set. And you can also follow me on YouTube. Some of you may be joining us already on that platform. I am at Gabrielle Stravelli Music, also on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, just go ahead and click that little subscribe button below. We will be ever so grateful. I'm really posting lots. I actually post a new live video once a week on Sunday afternoons. And I've got produced music videos and all the episodes of The Early Set live there as well. So lots of great content. And I hope that you will subscribe and follow me there. My guest this evening is the vocalist, percussionist, guitar player, composer, and arranger, Nanny Assis. I am really looking forward to our conversation tonight. Before I welcome my guests, each week I do a little shout out to either, some things I've just discovered or albums and books that I love and want to share with people. But we're doing something a little different tonight. We're having a live guest for our shout out segment. And I am really excited to bring her on right now. Please help me welcome Ayelet Rose Gottlieb.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
It's good to see your face.
It's good to see your face, sister.
So thank you so much for coming on. For people who've been following The Early Set, you may remember maybe a month ago, one of the shout out segments I did was for a series of workshops that you are hosting, Ayelet, this weekend. It's here.
It's
I
here.
wanted to bring you on one more time to just really talk for a couple of minutes about, so it's this orchard of pomegranates that is hosting, right? That's hosting this weekend of vocal workshops. So I would love for you to just tell us what is the Orchard of Pomegranates first, and then to tell us about the workshops, please.
So the Orchard of Pomegranates is my name for everything that I do aside from touring, basically. So it's my workshops and home concerts that I produce and other many kinds of things that I do. And last year in October, I did my first vocal intensive where Jay Clayton came to Montreal where I live, and we did a week-long intensive with about 10 singers, and we had an amazing time, worked on the blues and some jazz. And this year, because of COVID, it's not possible to do it here because she was here and her daughter stayed here. It was this whole big thing. Okay. Not a doable thing this year. So instead of just not doing anything, I decided to do it online.
Good for you.
And then once you do it online, suddenly the world kind of opens, and it becomes from kind of like this, I need to do it online, into this incredible gift. Yeah. So instead of doing one-on-one with one other co-teacher, we have nine facilitators, right? And they're like from a very vast array of musicianship and styles. So we have Theo Blackman and Faye Victor, Sophia Ray. Those guys are all from New York. And then we have a couple of Canadian people, Susanna Oud and Christine Duncan and DB Boyko. And we have Anat Fort from Israel and Payeng Threadgill, also from New York, and myself. So 9 different people giving workshops on deep listening, movement and voice, what else?
Improvisation, right? There's like a bunch of maybe I know there's at least one workshop on improvisation.
There's a lot of improvisation. Improvisation is a big focus in these workshops.
Great.
And also development of your own like personal sound. There's going to be some work on like extended techniques, compositional thinking in improvisation, things like that. Yeah, a lot of different aspects of like how to approach, like what can you do with your voice and what can you do, not even just vocalists. One of the best parts of this for me is that some instrumentalists have signed on.
Yay!
Super yay! Because I feel that there aren't that many opportunities where instrumentalists study with vocalists. And unfortunately with women, that's not very common. And here we have one man and a lot of women, one instrumentalist and at forte on piano, and everybody else is a vocalist.
Wow.
So, you know, it's wonderful to welcome people who are not vocalists to think about improvisation, about, you know, how to use their body from a vocal perspective.
And also, I mean, knowing you, I know that you're so open and you facilitate discussions and like you give everybody's opinion weight. And I just think that that'll add for people who are participating, what a beautiful thing to have input from instrumentalists and vocalists in the same space when talking about vocal improvisation. So that's awesome. And now, so people can sign up for the whole weekend, and they can also sign up for individual workshops, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's really 4 options. You can sign up for the package or choose 4 from any day, or choose one day or an individual workshop. And we made it so that it's like financially the best if you just go for the whole thing. And that's actually what's been happening, is most people signed up for the whole thing. So I'm super excited to see like how this happens and build this community. You know?
So great. And how can people find out a little more info and sign up if they're interested?
So the sign up is on Eventbrite, but you can get there through my website, ayeletrose.com. And there's a little tag there called Orchard, and right there you can go right to the registration page.
Beautiful. Real quick, don't you have a new video out? Is that correct?
I have a new, it's a new song out. It's not really a produced video, but a song, a new single out with Anat Fort, who is part of these workshops as well.
And people can find that on your website as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what's the name of it, just so people know what to look for?
The Flower to the Butterfly. It's a lullaby. A conversation between a flower and a butterfly.
Yay, that sounds gorgeous. Okay, so
Gabrielle, thank you. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's my pleasure. I will be seeing you at some point this weekend.
Yay.
Workshops. So ayeletrose.com, and just look for the tab that says Orchard, and you can find out more and sign up for this weekend's vocal intensives.
And I should say that today is the day to register, because registration ends tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I need to get stuff ready.
Right. You need to know who's showing up. Fantastic.
So if you want to join us, do it now.
Great, great, great. Okay. Thank you so much, my dear.
Mwah.
Mwah. So great to see you, and I'll see you again soon.
See you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Great. So please do check out ayeletrose.com, and really, she's got so many beautiful albums on her web. There's a lot of good stuff on her website, in addition to info about this weekend's vocal intensives. And you heard her. If you're an instrumentalist or a vocalist, you are welcome to join. So we hope that you will. I'm just checking in on the comments section, and I'm saying, hey, Sharon, Mary St. George, John DiMarco, Mary Ann, Joyce, yay. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Tonight, we are gratefully accepting donations via Venmo, which is at Gabrielle Stravelli. And you could also go to PayPal, which is paypal.me/Gabrielle Stravelli. We use these donations to pay for the platform we are streaming on. We also give a big chunk to a different charity each week. And this week, Nanny has elected to have us send donations to the Jazz Coalition. The Jazz Coalition is a really great organization that seeks to unite the global jazz community and to support living artists by commissioning new works. So when you join as a member, that membership money goes to this commission fund, and you can nominate artists that you think should receive commissions. And I just think, wow, what a beautiful way of supporting living artists by actually funding the creation of new musical works. So we hope that whatever you are able to give, and we're so grateful every week, people have been so generous. And I know that like now is not a good time for people financially, and yet you all find a way to dig deep and give what you can, and I hope you guys know how grateful we really, really are for that. And these charities have also been really, really so grateful, because they are also really, you know, their work is more important than ever, and yet finances are tighter than ever. So we thank you in advance for anything that you are able to give. Nanny Assis is a vocalist, percussionist, drummer, guitar player, arranger, and composer. In 2011, he received the prestigious Brazilian International Press Award for Best Singer of the Year. And for 10 years, he was the featured performer at the famed New York venue SOBs. He was the featured performer at their Bossa Nova brunch every Sunday. He has released 2 albums as a leader and has appeared on countless albums, contributing vocals and percussion for the likes of Ciro Baptista, Romero Lumbambo, John Patitucci, and many, many others. Without further ado, please help me welcome to the early set, Nanny Assis. Hello, my dear.
Hello.
Oh, it's great to
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to talk to you. Yeah.
Thanks so much for having me here. Really lovely.
Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to start by asking you some questions more about Brazil, about, you know, this beautiful place where you come from and the music that you grew up, you know, listening to and playing and experiencing there. So you grew up in, and you're going to say all these names much better than I can, in Salvador, Bahia, right? In, I believe.
Dude, awesome. Yeah. Salvador, that's right.
Great. And I was reading in your bio that this is an area, you said, known for, it's got a lot of African influences in the music. And I read that it also, the people are known, like it's known for this very joyful people with great spirit. So I was wondering if you can tell us about the people in that region and then about the music that region has created and brought to the world.
Yeah, that's my biggest pleasure to talk about Bahia. You know, my whole aura light up when I talk about it, because this is the place to give me everything I have. You know, this is a unbelievable place. It's a magical place. Very biased to say that, but it's really true. I don't know anybody that ever been in Bahia that's not get contagious with all those things that Bahia can offer. Like you said, people are super generous there. They are party people, party animal. They are, yeah. If you don't know anybody, I gotta tell you, I have so many friends of mine that tells me that they went to Bahia, they have an even hotel to stay, and then find out the place, and people, you know, taking them home, and you know, it's a really a nice place to be. And not to mention how many artists come from this place. You know, it's a place that so many great artists that showcases Brazilian music come from there. I can start to name here many of them in different type of arts, but musically you have João Gilberto. Just to start, Gilberto Gil, Caetano Veloso, to mention the older guys, but so many new artists over there. So it's really a wonderful place to be and come from. Like I said, I learned so much about the music, about, you know, being a musician on my days in Brazil. I have experience to hear all kind of music over there, We have access to everything over there, you know, and you can play those things. You can play from jazz to bossa nova to Afro-Brazilian rhythms. There's so many. You can spend the whole show here talk about all those rhythms that come from the place, you know. And also we have an influence from Arabic people, you know, the Bahian rhythm that everybody knows is come from the Arabic influence. So yes, it's a really magical place, and soon I'll tell more people to go there, because right now it's impossible, as everybody knows, but it's a really a wonderful place to be.
Okay. I was trying to do a little bit of research about the music from Bahia, and I read there was a website devoted to that region, like really in-depth information about Bahian music. And please correct me if this is wrong. You tell me. But the person on this website was saying that one of the most fundamental parts of the music from Bahia and really all of Brazilian music is the Samba Chula.
Oh yeah, it's a samba for a specific region, and I actually come from, my whole family comes from that region. It's called Recôncavo Baiano. Yeah, let's say the Salvador is a little bit of peninsula, right? And around the peninsula, there's many islands, many beautiful islands, like Itaparica Island, so many beautiful islands. And next to that, there is a region that's really, really musical. I miss so much that place. Like I said, the Recôncavo Baiano, there's many cities, many small towns around. My family comes from a place called Maragogipe. And next to it, there's a city called Santo Amaro. And that city is also amazing because many great artists come from there, like Caetano Veloso, Maria Bethânia, and so Roberto Mendes. I don't know if you know those names.
I definitely know Veloso. That's one that I recognize.
Yeah, he's come from this area. And another thing is very interesting, that when the slavery was abolished in Brazil, many of the slavery went to that area, and they still there. That the families, still kept living the place, and they developed this way to play samba. You mentioned Samba Chula, is just unbelievable rhythmically, because there's a technique actually they use 2 fingers in one chord, and it's like a kind of polyrhythmia. Some people wouldn't hear that, and I do sometimes when I play. I'm not that great guitar player, but when I play that kind of rhythm called Chula, people think that's 2 guitar players playing together. Just how interesting is that, and how kind of difficult to do if you don't know exactly what we use to play that rhythm. This is one of the things about it.
I'm gonna ask you. We're gonna pause for a second. I have a clip ready just so that people at home can hear one example. This is one I found. This song called, I'm pronouncing everything like it's Spanish, not Portuguese. So please forgive me. I know it's not the same.
You do your awesome job.
Thank you. Sacando a Cana. There's this song by Raimundo Sodré. Bagging the sugar cane. Okay, so this is an example of the Samba Chula. So I'm going to ask Julie to play this clip right now. Let's hear it.
Nice.
O ato ardente ou um caldo de cana, depende da gente. O engraçado, minha mana, é que quando a gente toma uma cana diferente, dessas que engana e dá ressaca de repente, então toma caldo de cana pra ficar bacana e se sentir contente. Sacou? 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 Sacou?
I can't stand that, man. This is amazing. I have to move my body, you know.
Yes, I was hoping you would have your drum with you. Oh, fantastic. So now you were
I'm so glad you found this.
Yeah. Great. I'm so glad that was a good clip to show. So you were saying that something specific to this Samba Chula is the guitar, like the way they play the guitar. What I also wanted to ask, is there something specific rhythmically in this music?
Rhythmically. As you see, this Samba Chula, the prominent instrument is the pandeiro, right? You see the pandeiro right in your face. And then
the
they come those melodies.
That's what you just had, that instrument just holding?
Yeah. It's this one here, the pandeiro.
Okay.
It's, let me see, right here, yeah. These are, everybody knows by now that I play most of the time this instrument. I play every show. It's one of my main instruments that I love to play. And I've been teaching pandeiro here in the United States for a long time. So on that song, is the pandeiro's right in the front, and then we have the melody later with the guitars. And it's basically percussion guitar. And sometimes the whole song is just clap and voice, which is amazing too. But if you want to talk about specific of the rhythm, I'll tell you it's a samba. But the feel on the guitar that gives to you the chula. Chula is basically that guitar feeling, that guitar pick finger, you know what I mean? Yeah, basically. Yeah, and that one, actually, to be honest with you, is a chula, but it's more like a samba de roda. To talk about samba, we need to spend a little bit more than 1 hour, because there's a lot of branch in samba, you know what I mean? Everywhere from Brazil, we have a different way to play samba. And there's a huge fight between the Baianos, people from my place, Bahia, and Cariocas, people from Rio de Janeiro, because we all fight about who started samba, where the samba was invented, right? And of course, it was in Bahia. But we have a very peculiar way to play samba, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Say that again?
Baiano people, the Baianos, the people from Salvador, people from my place, we have a peculiar way to play samba. And we mix samba with other rhythms as well. So, yeah.
Can you tell me what is the specific Baiano way of playing samba?
Okay. Nowadays we have a samba reggae. They call samba reggae. Go ahead.
What is I want to ask, just for everybody, can you say or clap, what is the basic samba rhythm?
The samba rhythm is samba is basically playing in 2/4, right? Okay. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's the samba basically, right?
Okay.
And from that, you can actually play some different accents. You can or even play slow or fast. You can play a different rhythm. They call different rhythm, but the basic is that 2 and 4 tempo. You have the key, the surdo, like a dum 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 dum. If you have that in your head, you never get lost. Anything you put on top of this. And the samba hag is basically that. You can keep that feel, and you're gonna add some spice, you know what I mean? And some instrument come and talk things, you know what I mean? So It's really fun. It's so much fun. But in my heart, when you mix samba and jazz, that's my place. That's a
Okay.
place I really love to be. You know what I mean? Because then you have this strong and amazing rhythm with a wonderful harmony and beautiful
Mm,
melodies. You know what I mean? So
yes.
bossa nova and jazz to me is my happy place to be. I really love to play that music. And yeah, yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for that. I read that the pandeiro is like basically that some people say it's the unofficial national instrument of Brazil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say that. I tell everybody that wants to be involved with Brazilian music and learn more about Brazilian music. I always tell everybody and I encourage everyone to play the pandeiro. First, it's kind of easy to play the basic stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
It's really not difficult to play, and I think that gives the feels of samba like no other instrument could give that feel. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Just
Yep.
everything is one instrument. All the notes you can do with a parade samba, and no wonder why the pandeiro is so vast, loved everywhere. People
Yeah.
all over the place. I feel amazing about when I see somebody from Japan play pandeiro. Like, oh my god, this is amazing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a wonderful instrument. I always encourage people to learn pandeiro, and I'd love to teach anybody that wants to. You know what I mean?
I want to take a lesson.
Hey, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. I'd
We'll
love
make it
to.
happen. Great.
Yeah.
Great. One other thing before we get to your specific music, I was
Okay.
curious about this. So I know that the clave rhythm, that right, dum, 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 is a big thing in Cuban music, but is that a part of Brazilian music as well, or is there something like the clave rhythm in Brazilian music, or is it the samba beat? Is that what it is?
You know, we don't used to call this clave. You know,
Okay.
I love Cuban music and I've been there, and I learned some Cuba rhythms because, of course, the roots is the same, right? The
Mm-hmm.
roots is kind of the same. You can even see some rhythms in that people play in Cuba that got a different name in Brazil and a little slight different in Cuba, but it's basically the same mother. You know.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
So, but what happened is we don't call that clave. When you hear bossa nova being played, you always hear that the snare, the cross stick on the snare, do like a tack tack tack
Yes.
right? So you can hear that, but we actually don't call clave because it's really not about that. That can be you can improvise a lot. You can change a little bit as long, like I said to you before, as long you have this gum 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 in your head, that part is really up to you. You're gonna obviously you're gonna try to play with the guitar, the the snare, the cross streak of the snare. You kind of have a conversation with the guitar and the bass, but basically it's up to you. It's free to do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we basically respond to your question. We don't call that a clave,
Okay.
although we use a lot. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like in Cuba because if you cross that 2-3-3-2, then you out of the band. People throw you out. It's not good. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
we are kind of more generous. You can actually change a little bit. It's not going to be a big deal.
Got it. It's less strict in Brazilian
Exactly.
music, right? Okay.
I would say that. And the funny thing is, back in the days, I have this story. A very famous drummer started to play. I think it was Paul Simon, and he plays the samba with his own way. He feels the samba and he plays on his own way, right? And that was in a record that everybody heard. So now all the drummers, everybody that hear that, they associate that with the real samba. So he made a school by playing that way, and everybody played that way. You know what I mean? So that's the samba the American people would know. And of course, it is good. It sounds good, but it's not the real deal. which I like it too. I don't have a problem with that, but always I encourage people to learn more and get a little bit more access of what we have, because we have so much to offer. You know what I mean? I think it's under discovered, to be honest with you. All these rhythms.
Yeah, absolutely. Great.
I hope you get a better opportunity to learn more.
What? Yes, I know. And I do want to learn more about Brazilian music. I also want to just pause and thank you, Billy. Thank you, Ayelet. Thank you to the people who have sent in donations so far. We're very, very grateful. We will be sharing those with the Jazz Coalition this week. And if you are able to contribute as well, we thank you in advance for doing that. Okay, I want to talk about your album, Double Rainbow. I love this album, Nanny. I love it so much. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I want to talk about a couple of the tracks from that album. You have several original compositions on the album. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this one. Nenum?
Wow. You know, it's funny that you say that you cannot pronounce, but you pronounce everything right. So far, you did all right. I'll tell you if it's not right.
Okay.
But it's Nenhum. Yeah, correct.
Great. So I'm going to play a little bit of that, and then we'll talk about it. So let's hear a little bit of Nenhum from Double Rainbow right now.
Sounds good.
Não consigo saber se é noite ainda ou se é tarde pra entender. Ado e não consigo me expressar. Tranco e não consigo me conter. São um e um sou eu esboço de outro em um. Os dois são eu sou um, outro eu. Melhor não ser nenhum.
Beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you. Jessica and Todd, thank you for your donations, you lovely, generous people. Thank you. So Nanny, can you tell us, that song is in Portuguese. So what is the song about? What does that mean? And what inspired you to compose that?
That song was funny because I used to listen to a lot. I mean, I listened to many things, but I was listening to Alan Husworth. He's a guitar player. He doesn't play much jazz. He plays like a fusion jazz, but more like a rock stuff.
Okay.
And he always played one chord, and I felt the chord so beautiful. He plays a lot of the chord, right? So I started to play the chords too, and from that only that chord, I start to, the song come out to me for that chord. So basically, one chord and one sound so rich gave to me the idea to compose the song. And the lyrics, it's a friend of mine called Paulo Coforado, a poet from Brazil, and it's based on a book of Fernando Pessoa. He's a very well-known Portuguese poet, and talks about there's so many people that live inside yourself. So many ideas of yourself, right? It's very deep, if I can translate to you. Actually, Gretchen Parlato, she wrote the lyrics in English for that song.
I found those online. Okay.
Yeah, so she did it. But I think in Portuguese it's deeper because obviously you lost a little bit in translation, but the Portuguese, if I can remember, say the two is one, and I am this two and another one. So it can be confused, but it's basically saying that we can be very plural. We can be one person can have so many faces inside. You know what I mean? And those faces sometimes conflict with each other. So it's a really beautiful composition. The lyrics, But yeah, you want to talk about more the lyrics? You want me to go over the specific of the lyrics, or
if you like, you don't have to. I mean, I think that the idea of the song, is clear. You listen to it now. I hope that people at home will find the whole recording and check it out, and now they'll know what the meaning is.
I can tell because it's really short lyric, right? They basically said, I don't know if it's night or day, or if he is late to understand the whole thing. I feel like I contain myself, but it's hard to be this way. And then they said about this many personalities inside yourself, and at the end, the conclusion is that, you know what, I'm not gonna bother with this. It's better to be no one. Just be myself at the moment. You know what I mean? So poetry try to resolve the confusion by saying, yeah, let's leave the moment. Whatever I'm present right now is me. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. So nenhum means nobody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have a version, a really wonderful arrangement of this song Magalena on the album.
Yeah.
And
it is a song that we play a lot.
I love this song. And you do this amazing, really incredible, very percussive singing. It's almost rapping in a way. Yeah, drumming with the words. I want to play a little clip of it so that people can hear what I am referring to. And then I want you to tell me how on earth you do that. So let's hear a little bit of Magalena right now.
I'll try. Okay.
Calango, lango no calango da pretinha, tô cantando essa modinha pra senhora se lembrar daquele tempo que vivi lá na roça com uma filha na barriga, outra filha pra criar. Calango, lango no calango da pretinha, tô cantando essa modinha pra senhora se lembrar daquele tempo que vivia lá na roça com uma filha na barriga, outra filha pra criar. Tchê, 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 Calango no calango da pretinha, tô cantando essa modinha pra senhora se lembrar. Aquele tempo que vivia lá na roça com uma filha na barriga, outra filha pra criar. Calango no calango da pretinha, tô cantando essa modinha pra senhora se lembrar daquele tempo que vivia lá na roça com uma filha na barriga, outra filha pra criar. Calango no calango da pretinha, tô cantando essa modinha pra senhora se lembrar daquele tempo que vivia lá na roça com uma filha na barriga, outra filha pra criar.
Woo! That is crazy.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know if I can do that again, but the problem is you say it's a rap. It's really a kind of rap,
Yeah.
And in Northeast Brazil, in Northeast Brazil, there's a style of music that the people play on top of basically baião or capoeira rhythm, and basically is two singers and actually poetry too. Some people have a lot of control of what to say, the rhymes and everything. It's a rapper, but they call repente. And basically they go to a square and start to fight each other with words.
Okay.
They start to breaking down the other one, say bad things about it. So and wins whoever say the most funny and the most heartbreak things about the other. And also, if you are too fast, you know what I mean. It's really amazing. It's called Requinte. Something to do with the rap, right? But it's Requinte in that part. I don't even know if I can do that again because I actually trained a little bit before recording, but it sounds so fast. And basically, they don't do that fast. They do like this. Calango no calango da petinha, tô cantando essa modinha pra senhora se lembrar daquele tempo que vivia lá na roça com uma filha na barriga, outra filha pra criar. That's the speed. But actually, I want to do a little bit faster. So I take a little bit more to do that.
It's so great. I heard that for the first time and was like, I want to do that. It's so cool. It's so great.
Yeah. Thanks so much for finding those things.
Oh, I love it. I love this whole album. It's such a fantastic album.
Oh, nice.
You also you have a beautiful arrangement of the American standard Smile on the album, but you sing it in Portuguese, sorrir. And I thought it was very sort of a funny coincidence because people right now during this pandemic, I have seen many people performing this song. It's really resonating with people right now. It feels very relevant again. And I was so happy to discover that you have this version. Now, did you write this translation in Portuguese or?
No.
Okay.
No, that song is the lyrics is by João de Barros.
Oh, well, okay.
And João de Barros wrote that a number of years ago. And I think Javan sang that song and made famous with that lyrics. But it's amazing. I love that translation because it doesn't lose much. And he puts a lot of good stuff on that one too. But yeah, you're right. This song is so relevant right now. And I hear what you say, a lot of people been singing and doing some arrangement. I myself did one. I produced a Japanese lady. I just started to produce this beginning of the year, and I put that song in a repertoire. And we were lucky enough to be able to finish that song before March 15 or whatever they close everything. So we're gonna release that song as a single very soon. And we did a different arrangement. We did like a new soul, like a funk. It's beautiful.
Cool.
It's really beautiful. Yeah, I can't wait to see the songs out again. But yeah, the lyrics is totally needed right now. People need to hear that and understand what is that to be smiling, even though we have so much problem around you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I would actually let's play a little bit of your version of the song Smile.
All right, thank you.
Sorri quando a dor te torturar, quando nada mais está dos teus dias tristonhos vazios. Sorri quando tudo terminar, quando nada mais está do teu sonho encantador. Sorri quando o sol perder a luz e sentires uma cruz dos teus ombros cansados, doridos. Sorri, vai mentindo a sua dor, e ao notar que tu sorrires, todo mundo irá supor que és
Beautiful, beautiful. I want to thank Marianne. Thank you so much, Christine and John. Thank you for your donations. We are very, very, very grateful. Nanny, that's so beautiful. And
thank you.
I would love for you to talk about, I mean, you mentioned earlier that your happy place is at the intersection of Brazilian music and jazz. And so I was, surprised to find that song. I was unexpected when I heard that on your album, and I was wondering how you approach American standards.
Actually, I should do more, but this song is, like I said to you, I team up with wonderful musicians to play that song, and I sang the song even before the album, obviously, and Oriente Lopes, the piano player, he's a Cuban guy, and he knows a lot about Brazilian music and understands Brazilian music. And when I showed the idea of doing with that kind of feel, he's totally get it. And Eric Freelander, the amazing Eric Freelander on cello. So it's actually a different song from the album, right? Most of the song got a lot of rhythms, but this one is kind of right. So I'm so glad I did that. The album came from a label called Blue to Come that is no longer there. And we had a lot of back and forth with the guys to produce the album. And I was, no, this song gotta be there. This song gotta be there. So, but I really love, I love Chet Baker. I really love his sound, his music. And I think he's very close to actually the Brazilian feel, you know what I mean?
Really? Why?
So many others. Oh my God. Don't you feel that the way he sings is so kind of soft? He actually very intimate. He's singing to you, right?
Okay.
In some ways, I feel this way. I feel connect with him, with his music. And even when he plays the trumpet, he can do so many notes, but also he can be like a very spacious. And that's also my happy place, space. You can one note, the whole bar. It's fine. You don't have to do everything in one bar. You know what I mean? Please play the right note. Keep that beautiful note, echoing. Come on.
I love it.
No, I'm just kidding. I like both ways. But, you know what I mean?
Know.
So this is something that
totally know what you mean.
Will impress me more. Impress me more. It doesn't impress me too much. Impress me more or less. Less is more.
No, it is. And I had a teacher once who said the notes you don't play are as important as the notes you do play.
Absolutely. Give space for people to think. And feel things,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. You are also part of this beautiful Requinte Trio with Janis Siegel, who we had here on the early set, and John DiMartino, wonderful pianist. And in 2015, you guys released another. I love this album. I had so much fun listening to this music this week. This beautiful album called Honey and Air. Yes, that's the cover image. So,
beautiful cover by Janis Siegel.
What's that?
It's a beautiful cover by Janis Siegel.
Yes. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, she's a beautiful photographer. Oh, cool. Well, first of all, how did the Requinte Trio form? How did you guys get together?
Well, you want to know from the beginning? Well,
Why not?
So I think Janis was doing a show with John at the Fifth Floor Below. I don't know. I don't remember the year. That was years ago. And Paul Myers, a great friend of mine, guitar player, we play together a lot. He invited me to come to see the show, and I loved the show. I think she was releasing an album, her solo album. John DiMartino was playing piano. It's a beautiful album. And I ended up on the stage playing the song with her. I guess we played Inútil Paisagem, I played pandeiro and sing with her. And that was the way it started. It's the first time we actually met. And after that, I started to go to her show. I became, very, at the show, every time she, invited me to play and sing, was started to develop a really beautiful friendship. And I noticed that she sang before a lot of Brazilian music, and even with the Manhattan Transfer, she recorded one of my favorite composers, Javan, and I felt like I should start to do something with her, and I invited her to do a demo. We did like 3 songs. I produced those 3 songs. John DiMartino did the arrangements for that, and I put everybody in the studio in New Jersey and recorded those 3 songs. We didn't have any. I mean, the idea was to get shows, and basically I thought it'd be nice to show some people in Brazil that we have the possibility to, right? Janis Siegel sing Brazilian music. We sing together. So that was the first idea. Now, those 3 songs became so beautiful. Thanks for the group that we put together. Paul Mez was in the band, and Lil Traversa also played bass. And John DiMartino with that beautiful touch. So those 3 songs came out really, really, really good. I remember it's in the album, all those 3 songs. We recorded a song by John Donato, Aham, Jenny singing Portuguese. What else we recorded? 2 more other songs. But anyway, so after that, we found out this artist share, a platform that people donate for the cause, and we got involved with that, and we were able to record the whole album after joining the art share. So many of the songs that is in the album was a magic thing, because we have one of the donate people that give a very big chunk of money. We try to offer her a song. So let's offer her a song, and we pick a song. We supposed to record the song only for her. We are in the studio, and it's a Jobim song. Everybody knows. Okay. Let's just play it. And the song came out wonderful, and we decided. We decided together to put the song. That song was Photography. I think it's one of my favorite songs on the album.
Cool.
If I can say that. But it was by accident in the album, actually.
Wow.
There was a lot of work to do this album. You know what I mean? So many hours we worked together. Yeah.
But it shows. I mean, you ended up with a really beautiful album. I love the sound of it. It's really warm. Everything. The production is beautiful. The arrangements are beautiful. We have a little clip of one of the tracks from the album, Balance. Balancer.
Balancer.
Balancer. Okay,
Balancer.
So let's hear a little bit of that now.
Somos livres para celebrar. Somos livres para nos libertar. Como crianças brincando, crianças sorrindo, crianças sendo crianças. Como crianças brincando, crianças sorrindo, crianças. Balance, balançar. Swinga para lá, swinga para cá, yeah. Balance, balançar. Maria José, swinguei no pé, se não chega para lá. Adoro.
That's the feel, right? You can stop to that. Yeah, absolutely.
So good.
Beautiful.
You guys at home, check out this album. It's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I was very, very happy to discover that this week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were just before we started the show tonight, you mentioned this other incredible project that you are a part of. That sort of, unfortunately, it's on pause because of the pandemic right now. But for the first time, you were involved with a musical, like a Broadway musical. So, and you said it's called Rio Uphill?
Yep, it's called Hill Uphill, and it's written by a couple. Juliana Pedroso and Matt Gurin. She's Brazilian. She's from Rio de Janeiro, so she knows about the way people live there. Although she's not from the favelas, but she knows it. And Matt is a young man, a really bright young writer and composer too. And he basically writes music for Broadway. That's his field. And when it came to do the Brazilian musical, so he invited me to join them. And that was a couple years ago. And we thought, okay, we're gonna just spend a year working this different. And so specific, you have to spend more time. So basically we just finished last year to put out the show, and we spent more than 5 years to record, to actually write the music with some yes, and have redo and it's amazing. And I didn't know how much it takes to write a Broadway right way. It's really a lot of work, but I'm glad the result right now. We have I would say most of the Brazilian composition I wrote, right? And basically I didn't write any lyrics, only music. Matt wrote the Broadway music and all the lyrics, and Juliana wrote the book with him. It's a beautiful story, It's a really wonderful story that perpetrated a family in favela. Most of everybody knows what favela is. A community that is built up on a hill in Rio de Janeiro, in other places, but mostly in Rio. And there's a lot of bad things going on there. A lot of drugs, a lot of the cartel, and violence and everything. But we put this aside, and you try to show the common people that live there, that go to work every day, and try to support the families and hard work people, honest people. And that's what we did. We actually, Juliana wrote the book. We talk about this family, mother and 2 kids. They struggle to live in the favela with all the conditions. And on this story, there's a lot of kind of a spice Romeo and Juliet. We have to have some love in it, and some violence too, but not focus on that. It's a really beautiful story. I'm so glad we kind of finished last year, and we ran the twice actually. We ran twice. One at the SCAP with Steve Schwartz. We got to connect with him. He chose the play right there. Yeah, he chose the play to be featured at the ASCAP Foundation new plays. That Matt, Steve, and Juliana right there. And yeah. So is still I think still a lot of things gonna change. He's in the process. But so far so good. And then we have a little run at Off-Broadway Theater in Manhattan, the New York Theater. We did like a couple of days there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Sold out. It's beautiful.
Great.
Yeah. So I hope people get to know this when this crazy time go over. I hope we can, show everybody.
Fantastic.
Please come to see us.
What? Yes, I know. I have one more question for you. Before I ask you, I will thank. We got a couple of more donations. Fred, Thomas, and Joseph, thank you very much for the donations. You can donate this evening at Venmo. I'm at Gabrielle Stravelli. Or if you like PayPal, it's paypal.me/Gabrielle Stravelli. And we are going to donate to the Jazz Coalition this evening. So we thank you in advance. So again, I know this is kind of a big question, but I was wondering if you can recommend a few, what do you think, Nanny, are the essential albums that people should have in their record collection for Brazilian music? I know there are probably so many, but give us 3 or 4 or 5. Like, you got it. These are the must-haves.
I'm so glad you asked this question. Actually, somebody requested to do some Facebook thing to put like a 10 albums, 1 album a day, and it was really hard. Since I grew up listening to all the cats like Ivan Lins and Milton Nascimento and Djavan, I got heavily influenced by Djavan and Milton Nascimento, not to mention Caetano, João Gilberto, Tom Jobim, But if I could say, you wanted me to say one album?
Really? No, you can give us a couple. Well, yeah.
All right, okay. So I would say Familia is an album that I have to buy two. It's like a vinyl. You have to buy two or three after because I really run out of the album. It's called Familia by Egberto Gismonti. I can tell the song back and forth. There's one song in particular that I really recommend. It's called Loro. Now, Leni Andrade also, I have to mention this wonderful singer. Rosa Passos. Any album Rosa Passos is amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, she's really amazing. And Ginga is another composer that sometimes I feel like, oh my God, it's right in my chest. He's amazing. The guy used to be a dentist and he's an amazing composer and guitar player. And his music is so divine. He's a fantastic musician, fantastic composer. So his name is Ginga.
How do you spell it?
Guinga. Ginga.
Okay, Uinga.
And I know he comes to the United States, at least 3 times a year to a camp in California, Brazil camp. He always there. I gotta tell you, anybody. My high place also is to help people to develop the Brazilian skills. So I feel so happy when somebody comes and say, "Nanny, what about this lyric? What about this melody?" I really love to that. It's something that is dear to my heart. So if anybody hear me and want to know more, just contact me. I'll be happy to. And also, I'd like to thank everybody who donate. Sounds like a lot of people donate. This is great. People, don't be shy. Donate because this is a great cause, right?
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Nanny. Well, this is perfect because I wanted to tell people how they can follow you and how they can get in touch with you. So I know that and you're pretty easy. You made it easy for people. On Instagram, you are Nanny Assis. Yeah. On Facebook, your music page, I believe, is Nanny Assis Arts. Yeah. So that's your good profile. Yeah, give that a follow, everybody. Mm-hmm. And your website is nannyassis.com. So can people write you? Can they email you through your website or?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Right. Great. Yeah, no problem.
Excellent.
All right.
This was such a pleasure.
Thank you so much. My pleasure too. My pleasure. You do a wonderful job. You and Julie are the best.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. I think I want to have you back on at some point so we can go really deep into the rhythms and I love that stuff. And I'm gonna hit you up for some lessons so we can some pandeiro and
it'd be a pleasure.
Yeah, I would love that.
That's what I'm doing right now. Basically, I'm doing now. I coach people on the Portuguese and do pandeiro lessons. That's what I'm doing. All I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I'll be happy to go over something with you, Gabrielle.
Great.
All right.
Okay. All right. We're gonna make it happen.
Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. Julie is gonna take you back into the just the green room, so you guys we can chat when this is done, and I'm gonna let people know who's with me next week. So thank you so much, Nanny Assis.
Thank you so much, you guys. Please be safe and positive. Everybody gotta be positive, right?
Yes,
and wear the mask. And wear the mask, please.
Obrigado. Well, oh man, that was just delightful. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. And if you did, feel free to show your appreciation in the form of a donation, which we will share with the Jazz Coalition. Like Nanny said, don't be shy. And also don't be shy about I can only give $5. we are so grateful for whatever you are able to give. Again, one last time, you can share at on Venmo at Gabrielle-Stravelli. Oh, Judy, thank you, Judy, so much. Venmo just came in. And if you prefer PayPal, you can do paypal.me/Gabrielle Stravelli. And we thank you in advance, and thanks again to everybody who already shared with us, and by proxy, the Jazz Coalition. If you liked the show this evening, if you've been with us these last couple of weeks, please let people know about it. You can share the episode on Facebook. You can also share, the YouTube episodes on Twitter, IG, whatever platform you like to use. And we really thank you for helping to spread the word about the early set. Next week, we have somebody who I know is going to be a wonderful and super lively, interesting guest, Cheryl Bentine of the Manhattan Transfer. And also a woman who has had a fabulous solo career as a vocalist as well. So join us again next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. If that's not a good time for you, you guys know that these episodes live on my Facebook profile, Gabrielle Stravelli Music, and also on my YouTube channel, Gabrielle Stravelli Music, forever and ever. So you can watch them at your leisure. And also know that we collect donations the whole week, from tonight through next Wednesday, we'll collect donations to give to the Jazz Coalition. So if you're watching after the live stream, you can still, and you want to contribute, you can absolutely do that. Just put a little note that lets me know which episode you are watching and who you want that money to go to. So we thank you. Thank you so much, Nanny. And we hope to see you next week. Big thanks to Jim Caruso and the staff at Birdland for supporting and sharing the show. And of course, my producer and technical director, Julie Garnier, the lady who makes it all happen. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.